1963, in the very infant stages of Porsche, the first GTS moniker was put onto a vehicle. The 904 GTS. Fast forward into the 80s, you got the 924 GTS, very limited run. Go into the 90s, you got a 928 GTS. After the early 90s, the next Porsche model to receive the GTS badging is this, the 2008 Porsche Cayenne GTS.
It's a very pretty car.
So what you get, GTS stands for Gran Turismo Sport. It is the most raw, race-like street version Porsche makes until you jump into the GT2s, GT3s, and GT4s. What you generally get with them is a beautiful appearance package. You got the bigger grille, especially on the Cayenne. You got the black trim. You got brakes from a GT3.
That's pretty awesome.
Come around here, you got nice black trim on the lower of the doors. And you got this beautiful exhaust note. Nice rear fascia there. A little spoiler on the back.
Better yet, it says Cayenne GTS right there.
This thing is just pure amazement. I absolutely love every time I get out and I look at it, and every time that I get in and drive it. So, what do you say we go take it for a little drive?
Let's do it.
All right. Inside of my beloved 2008 Porsche Cayenne GTS.
It is pretty spectacular.
You know what's more spectacular than that?
What?
We've been doing this for almost a year and we have not reviewed this car.
I know. I'm kind of surprised. I thought we did, but then I remembered we hadn't.
And what better excuse to drive a car than do a review?
Yes!
Porsche GTS came back in 2008 for this car, which makes this car fairly special in Porsche history.
Yep.
I'm not saying this is ever going to be a $100,000 car.
No, but it will be a rare car.
Except for mine, because I'm racking up the miles because I love it so much.
But Porsches have high mileage a lot, so
they do.
You should be fine.
So,
ugh,
I'm super happy with it. Ride's a little stiffer because we're in the sport mode. If
As
you see
you
down
can
here,
see.
you got PDCC, Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control. Riding on air suspension. You got hydraulic sway bars. Like I said in the beginning, the GTS is truly as race-ready road car as you can get on any of the models.
And as you guys see here, the down arrow means that you're in a lower height configuration.
So as you can see here, if we were to go up one, we'd be neutral riding.
Yep.
We're down in the lowest driving setting. If you go down one more, it's like the loading and unloading. Looks pretty cool. And then you can also go up two. So the thing about the Cayenne is that it has been built for off-road capabilities. Unfortunately, the body is so pretty
that taking it off-road would almost be a disgrace because you don't want to scratch up the bodywork.
So we'll just roll with it in the lowest setting possible
while you're driving
because it looks the coolest.
Yep.
So this car comes with a 4.8 liter V8 producing 405 horsepower, almost 400 foot-pounds of torque. I think it's 385 or 365.
Sounds about right.
Maybe we'll put it in.
We'll put the correct numbers in.
Yeah. They started the Cayenne in 2003.
And they've only gotten better since.
I did not really like it when it was in the process of coming out. I thought that Porsche was just a 911 brand and that's what they're going. So I was very hesitant to enjoy this car in the beginning. But just like the Panamera, I didn't really love it when it first came out. It's growing on me. This Cayenne is wonderful. So they made the first generation from 2003 to 2006. If you went and searched on cars.com for 2007, you wouldn't find one.
Because they were not made.
So part of that reason is because they had an influx of leftover Cayennes that they had to sell. The other reason is that they were refreshing the model. So that's when the 2008 came in, and that's how we got to this car. If you like a Porsche 911 but don't like a Cayenne or a Panamera, you don't actually like Porsche, because cars like this fund the 911.
Because the 911's a great car, but you can't sell one car and that's the only thing you do.
So they, depending on the year that you look at, in general, they sell way more Cayennes than 911s. So on a monthly basis, there are around 4,500 Cayennes that they sell. And I think it's something like half of that or a little less than that of 911. So if you like a 911, you have to think the Cayenne.
I agree.
This Cayenne came pretty decked out with an MSRP of a little over, well, not the MSRP, but with options, a little over $110,000.
Well, that's because it has everything.
So you do have the navigation, which adds $1,700 or something. You have the Bose speakers, that's another $1,000-ish. It doesn't really matter now because all these numbers are completely different if you're getting a 2020. You got the entire Alcantara headliner.
They go all the way down the A-pillars and everything's Alcantara above you.
The sunroof is an extra. You could get a panoramic sunroof, but this does not have it. It is just a wonderful car on the inside and the outside. It has a lot of the normal 911 Porsche touches that they've just tweaked to fit into their SUV. If you can see on the back of the headrest, that's one of my favorite options I will probably get on every Porsche.
Is the Porsche crest put into it.
What else we got here?
We got lots of touches.
Heated seats. We got, we can go all the way 4, 5. 5 is the max there.
You even have them in the rear for the rear passengers, and they go up to 5 also.
Heated steering wheel.
That is amazing.
There is no dial or knob to turn it on or off. Porsche, in their infinite wisdom, said 71 degrees is the temperature that your hand should be. So this steering wheel is always at 71 degrees.
Seems pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
Does it ever get hot in the summer though?
No, because the car is usually always hotter than 71, so it
doesn't turn on?
It just doesn't do anything. You have a lot of storage space in the back, the trunk area.
Way back behind the seats.
It is like a traditional SUV where you really actually can't store as much as you think that you can.
It's not like a Suburban.
No, it's a people hauler and a fun cruiser.
Yes.
That's really what it is. And if you have not checked out our Porsche towing video with this car as the star, go check it out. We'll put either a link in the description below or a picture right here.
I can do a tag.
We'll do something that
Yes.
you guys can see it. Go check that out. It's pretty good, pretty informative. This car can tow 7,716 pounds. So back in 2008, they made a few different engine configurations. Every single one can tow 7,716 pounds.
That's pretty cool.
It's a wonderful engineering feat.
I wonder why they made it so that the turbo couldn't pull more than the base with the V6.
Why do you need to pull more than 7,716 pounds?
Good point.
All right, so why don't you jump out and show them how cool it is when the air suspension goes up and down.
I can do that. It's a little bumpy in here.
A little bumpy and a little slippery, Which brings up my next point. The bias of the all-wheel drive, you got 62% to the back, 38 to the front. It also has the option to go 100% front or 100% back, which I find is a neat source. You can also lock
the differential.
I've never used that button because
I have no idea how to use it. I know what that does though.
I'm a city slicker and I'm never going to take it in the woods.
Fair.
All right, go show on the outside.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but it just went up ever so slightly. You can hear it for sure going down. That was the air suspension working. Let's see if he'll take it all the way up to the top. No. He said no. Sad. Well, it's a pretty gorgeous car.
All right, so the walk around of the interior, these Alcantara inserts, very gorgeous, very easy to clean,
Super comfortable.
and when I vacuum it, I can make the lines, and I really like it. It annoys my wife,
I'm sure it does.
but it's fun. So you have a pretty spacious cabin in here. It's comfortable. You got your memory seats, all electronic. When you shut off the car, your seat goes back and the backrest moves back again to make it easier to egress out of the car. You got a very comfortable seating position. I do feel like you're sitting higher, obviously, than you would be in a 911, but we are in an SUV.
Well, I'm gonna show him the ground clearance. Yeah, we're a little higher than a 911.
On the highest setting, I think you have something like, you can forge like 19 inches of water. Something like that.
That sounds awesome.
I'll never do it, but you could. All right, you want to jump around to the back?
Yeah.
All right, so back here, you got your standard back seats with your little cubby, and you have enough room to sit.
It's tight. It's not the most spacious thing in the world, but
And
it's
if you look
comfortable.
here and here, you got your heated seats for the passengers. I don't ever go back here. You got your cigarette lighter, of course. Who doesn't need that? And there is even a little place here to smuggle something.
And then here's your cup holders.
Look at that. I didn't even know that was there. It's only been 3 years.
Wow.
And it's really pleasing, all this Alcantara.
I dare you to run your hand down it.
I will not, but thanks for the offer. Then here you got your hooks. They hid that really nicely. I just think that the fit and finish of Porsches in general and the Cayenne in specific are very wonderful. Let's jump around and show them the storage in the back. This is a standard option, the automatic tailgate.
It's very convenient.
Got an umbrella for when it snows outside,
That's when you need an umbrella.
the most, I
Yep.
think. In here, you got your spare tire. Here's your air tank for the air suspension. If you get a flat tire, there is underneath the front seat, there's a hookup that's in this bag here, and you can fill up your tire with the air suspension,
That's awesome.
which is really cool. So you have all these tools here. That's pretty cool. There's that, and then just hit that button and it closes back up.
It's not as soft as it once was.
It is not soft as it once was, especially if you get into like a 2020 or,
Oh, those are seamless.
yeah.
But for a 2008, having it, it's awesome.
But it just looks, I love the look of this. And it is something that you have to get used to if you're thinking Porsche. But if you're thinking SUV, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous for an SUV. It's a little weird for a Porsche, especially for the time, but now it's the normal thing, and they're great.
I like it. So shall we call this one a wrap?
I think so.
All right. This is awkward.
A little bit. Almost as awkward as our high five.
Well, which we'll get to in a minute. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. Please hit the like and subscribe button. I took your part.
Ah.
It's because the Porsche is cool, so I'm just kind of thinking about it. And I see it in the reflection of your glasses.
Oh.
So, all right, let's awkward high five. That was about as awkward as it gets.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll show you some cinematic
Clips of the
clips
interior.
of the interior as we exit here. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Probably something related to the Miata.
Probably.
Getting new tires. I got all the tires and the wheels in there. We got to bring them to the shop. But
Yep.
we'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much for tuning in.
And don't forget to subscribe and like it.
Bam!